One of the most eagerly awaited new cars in recent years is the Tesla Cybertruck. We're going to look at the recently spotted redesign and upgraded Cybertruck design in today's video. As you're aware, the initial Cybertruck design drew a lot of flack. Yet, it appears that Tesla has considered these comments and made some significant design improvements, so let's take a look at what's new. But before that, welcome to Investor Facts, where you may learn about investing and how to make the best financial decisions for your life. Make sure to click the subscription button and enable the notification bell if you haven't already. Share, like, and comment. Lately, a modernized Cybertruck model was shown in Palo Alto, California. We can infer a few design modifications from earlier beta prototypes. This one might not be yet considered a gamma prototype. However, there are adjustments regardless of the sort of prototype. The side view mirrors, which Tesla's original prototype of the Cybertruck did not have yet, must be included on the Cybertruck for legal reasons, are likely the biggest and most obvious. And yet, depending on where you live in the country, you could be able to remove them once you have the product. Elon has mentioned that to improve aerodynamics and efficiency, he tried to make it simple with the Cybertruck. While they appear smaller, more triangular, and pointed, and because they complement the aesthetics of the cyber vehicle, some individuals might not enjoy the compromise impractically. In my perspective, it seems to be the ideal design for a Cybertruck side view mirror. Although it hasn't been proven, we should credit him since he came up with the idea in the first place. Naturally, I have some conjecture regarding this, such as whether Tesla was unhappy with the old side view mirror design that was visible in early prototypes or whether it was due to how much power they consume. Instead of cutting corners, consider how much aerodynamic drag you can reduce by giving those side view mirrors a triangle shape rather than the more rectangular ones the Cybertruck had in the past. If they're that concerned with efficiency, even a small increase in miles may be unlocked. Does this mean that a Cybertruck with a 300-mile range is more likely what this is? They would pay attention to tiny aspects like these, even if it was a variation with a 500-mile range. Yet, according to my theory, the initial version of the Cybertruck will still have a 300-mile range. But Tesla could likely assume that all prospective purchases of the Cybertruck, whether they prefer a 500-mile range or a 300-mile range, are interested. Although it wasn't the trim they wanted, they would still purchase the first-generation cyber vehicle since they'd prefer to own pickup truck with an exoskeleton and access to supercharging that no other pickup truck currently possess. When the 500-mile range Cybertruck becomes available, those folks will sell their 300-mile range vehicles. Many are already purchasing conventional Teslas to wait for them over till their virtual truck is ready. Taking into account the 4680 cell energy density at the moment, Tesla would begin with a lower range variation and hold off on the 500-mile variant until they ramp up 4680 cells with higher energy density. Besides, there are other design flaws in this image that we should be aware of as well. For example, a common theme I've noticed in a lot of responses and comments from people who have seen it is that something seems odd. Thus, once more, don't expect that this will be the new model. They might go with a bit of a narrower tailgate design, and whether it would in some way aid with the exoskeleton production process because it feels like it's not as tall or that the dimensions aren't the same as before. Now, while I thought that was a pretty interesting feature of the Cybertruck putting a ramp into the tailgate when you fold it down to take your ATVs or your motorbikes straight up into the bed, I'm assuming they don't compromise on the ramp design. Certainly feels larger than the prototype, and the brake lights appear to be somewhat off-center. They want to do away with items like door handles and charge port doors that are integrated into the wheel area because of this. The other feature that stands out to me as a positive indication is that the tonneau cover looks to be in the middle of being rolled down. Rivian has had a lot of problems with their motorized tonneau cover, and they're pretty much given up on it. Power tonneau covers are not standard on all new Rivians. For the F-150 Lightning, you should probably just work with a third party. Well, I guess the Cybertruck could be among the first electric pickup trucks to get a motorized tonneau cover correct, because the Hummer EV doesn't exactly have on one either. It's still a very important feature since it improves aerodynamics and efficiency. If Tesla improves the side view mirrors to reduce aerodynamics drag, then ensuring that every Cybertruck can ship with a power tonneau cover that can seal up and increase range is a big win for everyone. I am aware that Tesla does not have distinct labels for its drive modes. The prototype vehicle suspensions has been lowered, and it's possible that this has contributed to the tailgate generally being narrower and the Cybertruck's low coefficient of drag. Presumably, this enables it to achieve a greater range compared to any other electric truck currently available. Although, that makes sense since that the back slope of the Cybertruck is much longer than the front slope. It does kind of look nasty when the back half is dropped much compared to the front half. Having a look at this picture, it appears like the suspension system is being adjusted to determine how very little aerodynamics drag the Cybertruck can experience. However, the ultimate result is sort of ugly and strange in this efficiency-focused, non-aggressive attitude. Yet since they've received so many concerns, I do believe Tesla is somewhat immune from criticism when it comes to the Cybertruck design. It has a huge waiting list. Certainly has more excitement surrounding it than any other car I've ever seen. So if you like the style and features and utility it offers, go purchase it. Thus, Tesla understands that making it slightly uglier for the purpose of manufacturing efficiency or range is acceptable. Many will defend it on the grounds that it's extremely bizarre and resembles CGI in real life. However, it should be highlighted that this is not a production model since it was discovered in Palo Alto, which is not where Tesla produces its production model Cybertrucks. All that work is being done in Mega Texas, so it's probable that these are still beta prototypes. On the most recent earnings call, they discussed Cybertruck prototypes and mentioned that some versions are still being hand-built. Hence, even while I continue to believe that they are trying things out first before going into full-fledged mass production, it does give us a hint to what the most recent prototype or most recent versions of the Cybertruck is aiming for. But let's hope Tesla honors their promise and produces at least a small quantity later this year. And even though Elon still mentioned us on the most recent earnings call that they anticipate the Cybertruck's volume production to start in 2024, don't anticipate too much significant volume in 2023, which implies that if there is a great deal of demand and very little supply, they are free to charge whatever they desire and most likely would. Let's get the Cybertruck around $80,000 so that we can be eligible for a federal tax credit. However, given that I am positive they could sell 2-motor, 300-mile range Cybertrucks for $120,000 each and that there would still be a sizable queue for customers wanting to purchase them, I don't think it makes economic sense for the company. Flying to the factory to collect it and transport it themselves, even if they do desire the 500-mile range, when the time finally comes, they will simply sell their current Cybertruck. Once more, supply will be extremely constrained and demand will be quite high. Hence, it is not the end of the universe even if 90% of booking are cancelled. There will be enough buyers for incredibly pricey first-generation Cybertrucks. But still, the better models are undoubtedly still in the works. What do you think of the updated design of the Cybertruck? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that you don't miss any of my future videos.